evening and welcome to our Candlelight Vigil tonight. As I said, my name is Sonia McMahon-Comartin and I'm privileged to be the bereavement educator at Canadian Mental Health Association in Windsor-Essex. And I'm also privileged to welcome each and every one of you tonight to our 12th annual worldwide candlelighting service in remembrance of children who have died. While we're not able to gather in person this year, and even our plan that we had to be at the Boonies Drive-In Theater wasn't to be reality, we hope you find comfort in being together online and here tonight. CMHA is very pleased to have formed a new partnership this year with Julien's House, and we appreciate their invaluable assistance with this Candlelight Vigil. I would also like to acknowledge the long-standing and tireless support of the Remember Our Children and bereaved parents of older children volunteers. Thank you all so very, very much. We all sincerely hope that you'll find this to be a beneficial time of remembrance and reflection. So just a bit of history first of all. The Compassionate Friends Worldwide Candlelighting unites family and friends around the globe in lighting candles to honor and remember children who have died at any age from any cause on the second Sunday of December each year. As candles are lit at 7 p.m. local time, which we will pause to do individually as you choose, a virtual wave of light will be created by hundreds of thousands of people that honor children in a way that transcends all ethnic, cultural, religious, and political boundaries. Believed to be the largest mass candlelighting on the globe, the worldwide candlelighting creates a 24-hour wave of light, beginning in New Zealand, and it moves from time zone to time zone. Hundreds of formal candlelighting events are normally held, and thousands of informal candlelightings are conducted in homes as families gather in quiet remembrance of their children who have died but will never be forgotten. This year, as we too gather in our homes, we're connected not only virtually, but our hearts are also unified together as one. If emotions are stirred within you tonight, remember the normalcy of that. That is perfectly okay. So let's be accepting of that. And just to further that thought a little bit and explain about the normalcy, the word bereaved actually means to be torn apart and to have special needs. So of course we are torn apart when someone we loved and always will love, who is truly a treasure to us and always will be, is no longer physically present. We feel the pain inside of us. In other words, we grieve. But we must also do the hard work of mourning, which means to engage in outward expression. And participating in activities like tonight's vigil can be very difficult, but it's also extremely beneficial as part of our individual growth journey. We know it is bittersweet to recall, to reflect, and to remember. And it also can bring many emotions to the forefront. So if you can please give yourself permission to be comfortable with these emotions, whether you're on your own tonight or in the company of family, just being in this place and in this time of remembrance. We also hope that this gives you further strength as you continue on your day-to-day journey. Parents, you are gathered here tonight to honor and remember your child or children. And for others, this child that we speak of was your sibling, grandchild, nephew, niece, cousin, or friend. This evening, our hope is to give you an opportunity to reflect on how that child touched your life. An opportunity to support one another in mind and spirit on your changed life journey. An opportunity to mourn for someone so dear and precious. An opportunity for all of us to remember. So again, our hope is that this service will give you a time of meaningful reflection and of peace. We will begin this evening with a powerful letter entitled, Dear Mom and Dad on Earth. I am aware that some of you have read this. I've also seen some of you share it on social media. So whether or not you've heard this before, our hope is that you'll find it to be a touching message, that it will be helpful in some way to you, no matter where you're at on your journey. Dear Mom and Dad on Earth, I know this is a rough time for you, so I will be as gentle as I can be. First of all, thank you for so many tears, particularly those shared with another that you love. They are a gift to me, a precious tribute to your investment in me. As you mourn, do it at your pace only. Don't let anybody suggest that you do your grief work on their timetable. Do whatever it takes directly the reality of what has happened, even though you may need to pause frequently and yearn for my return. Do this with courage and my blessings. Know that sometimes slowly, step by step, baby steps is the only movement possible. Give your best to keep finding a balance between remembering me and renewing your commitments to life. It's okay with me if you go through minutes, hours, and even days not thinking about me. I know that you'll never forget. Loosening me and grabbing hold of a new meaning is a delicate art. I'm not sure if one comes before the other or not. Maybe it's a combination. Be with people who accept you as you are. Mention my name out loud, and if they don't make a hasty retreat, they're probably excellent candidates for friendship. You know how people sometimes ask you how many children you have. Well, I'm still yours and you're still my parent. Always acknowledge that with tenderness, unless to do so would fall on insensitive ears or would be too painful to you. I know how you feel inside. To be included as your child honors me. I want you to know that I am okay. I have sent you messages to ease your pain. They come in the form of flowers that bloom out of season, birds singing, voices and visions, and sometimes through our friends and even strangers who volunteer as angels. Stay open, but don't expect the overly dramatic. You will get what you need, and it may be simply an internal peace. You are not crazy. You have been comforted. Please seek out people bereaved longer than you. They are tellers of truth, and if they have done their work, are an inspiration and a beacon of hope whose pain lessened dramatically. And one more wisdom before I close. There are still funny happenings in our world. It delights me to no end when I hear your spontaneous, uncontrolled laughter. That too will come in due time. Today, light a candle for me. Let my light always shine above the darkness. Affectionately, your angel child. A message of promise, a message of perspective and hope. And now we have the opportunity to hear a summary of a story lived by a local family, their message of their own journey and hope. I welcome both Treasure and Alan Zaharowski to share with us tonight. And thank you so much, Treasure and Alan, as we listen to your words, feelings, and message.
Good evening and welcome to this year's Candlelight Vigil. An evening to remember our children. Hello, my name is Treasure.
And I'm Alan.
We've been blessed with 3 children. Our youngest son, Cameron, our middle son, Zachary, and our oldest, our daughter, Carolee Marie. May 30th, 1991, Alan and I became first-time parents to a dark-haired, beautiful baby girl. She was so tiny. I'd always wanted to be a mom. That little baby girl grew, and as she grew, she made us very proud parents. Carolee was always smiling. She was a patient young woman that would give you the shirt off her back if you were in need. She loved life. On Saturday, September 10th, 2016, I received the worst phone call a parent could ever receive. It was somebody from Hotel Dieu Grace Hospital. She asked, "Are you the mother of Carolee Zarowski?" My heart stopped. I replied, "Yes, Carolee is my daughter. What happened?" They advised me that I needed to get to the hospital as soon as possible. I called Alan at work and he came to pick me up. We arrived at the hospital and answered a ton of questions. We spent some time with her. I kissed her and whispered in her ear that it was time for her to go see her Nana and Papa. Soon after, we watched her numbers fall. Carolee peacefully passed away with us by her side. Carolee was an addict. She struggled with addiction. As parents of an addict, we always feared that we would get a phone call stating that she had overdosed. This was not the case. Carolee died of endocarditis and ultimately sepsis. The infection had taken over her body. After the initial shock of losing our beautiful, precious daughter, we were lost for a few months, numb, heartbroken, full of guilt, saddened. I watched my children and husband struggling, and I realized we needed help. I remember when Carolee was 11, we lost a close family friend, and her school told me about GriefWorks. I did a search to see if the program still existed. It did. I was grateful. I knew our youngest son needed to talk to somebody. I placed a call to CMHA GriefWorks. Cameron started to see Carolyn. After a few months, I saw Cameron starting to improve. I placed another call to CMHA. This time, it was for Alan and I. We met with Colleen Campo. At this point, we were told that there is a group for parents who have lost their children, but there was a wait list. We were also informed of another group that used the CMHA space called GRASP. GRASP stands for Grief Recovery After Substance Passing. Alan and I talked and decided to attend GRASP for 3 meetings. It wasn't exactly where we thought we needed to be, but we agreed to give it a chance. We met some amazing people who understood the addiction of our child. We attended every 2 weeks for a long time. A year later, I called Colleen and asked if we were close to attending the parent grief group. Colleen responded, and we started attending the Bereaved Parents of Older Children group a month later. All of the people we have met along our journey have taught us it's okay to be broken, that the grieving process takes time. Healing happens gradually. It can't be forced or hurried. It's like a roller coaster, the ride that tends to be rougher at the beginning. The lows may be deeper and longer. The difficult periods should become less intense or shorter as time goes by, but it takes time to work through our loss. Our journey continues and will for the rest of our lives. We have met so many people that have become great friends. We know if we are having a not so good day, we can pick up the phone or send out a text to one of those many friends that we have met, and somebody will be on the other end totally understanding how we are feeling. Thank you for being there for us. We want to thank the facilitators, Betty Nemi, Brian LaMarche, and Chris Dunfield from GRASP. Christine, Jermaine, Annette, Jim, Elaine, and Rose from the Bereaved Parents of Older Children for guiding us along our journey. Please be patient with yourself. Take 1 second, 1 minute, 1 hour, 1 day at a time. Sometimes it's 2 steps forward and 1 step back, as long as you step forward again.
Thank you so much, Treasurer Allen. We can't express our gratitude enough for the two of you to take the time and the efforts to share that message. Again, it was in a different way than normal, but our deepest gratitude for sharing a bit about your journey, as well as the hope that you've instilled in others and what was helpful for you. We're so also very glad to know that programs provided you with help and support that you needed when it was so necessary. The bereaved parents of older children, GRASP, etc. So thank you once again. And now we're going to listen to a song called In the Light. And I welcome you to just both listen to the words, and as pictures are on screen, please know that there will be another song too. So if you don't see your child's picture that you submitted, that's likely because it will be in a subsequent one. So again, In the Light.
When I look up to the stars above, I know you're standing by my side. So I close my eyes to see with yours. I feel your love come alive. When I look up to the stars above, they burn beyond my hands, like the space between embracing hearts that hope to meet again. In the light above the stars, I'll hold you in my hands. I will to my heart and take you to my love. In the light above the stars, I'll free you with a kiss, give you wings with a breath, show you all that we are. We may come to share 1,000 dreams, but we can only touch our own. For all that we are is what we feel, walking together, standing alone. So now I wait in this time to know you, all the way the journey's end. I will hold you close and safe inside till the day we meet again. In the light above the stars, I'll hold you in my hands. I will raise you to my heart and take you to my love. In the light above
certainly a beautiful tribute to loved ones, honoring each and every one. Thank you for your submissions of these beautiful pictures. So touching and an honor to be able to remember them together tonight. And as we do so, it's very close to 7 o'clock. And so if you do have a candle close to you, I'd welcome for you to take a moment and light that candle for the virtual wave of light that we are part of. Allowing each and every one of your loved ones and so many others near and far to shine. And as we continue with our program, I will now share a message written by an unknown author. This was shared with me by one of our bereaved parents of older children volunteers. It's called Broken. I was in Dollar Tree last night and there was a lady and 2 kids behind me in the long line. One was a big kid, the other was a toddler. The bigger one had a pack of glow sticks and the baby was screaming for them. So the mom opened the pack and gave him one, it stopped his tears. He walked around with it smiling, but then the bigger boy took it and the baby started screaming again. Just as the mom was about to fuss at the older child, he bent the glow sticks and handed it to the baby. As we walked outside at the same time, the baby noticed that the stick was now glowing, and his brother said, "I had to break it so you could get the full effect from it." I almost ran because I couldn't help but think of my life path, where it seems I had to be broken in order to recognize why I'm here on earth and to fulfill my purpose. The little baby was happy, just swinging that unbroken glow stick around in the air because he didn't understand what it was created to do, which was glow. There are some people who will be content just being, but some of us have been chosen to be broken. We have to get sick. We have to lose a job. We go through divorce. We have to suffer with the disease of addiction. We have to bury our spouse, parents, best friend, or our child or children, because in those moments of desperation, we are being broken. But when the breaking is done, then we will be able to see the reason for which we were created. So when you see us glowing, just know that we've been broken, but we have also done the hard work in order to heal and find peace. And I now invite you to join in listening to the song, Precious Child.
In my dreams, you are alive and well, precious child, precious child. In my mind, I see you clear as a bell, precious child, precious child. In my soul, there is a hole that can never be filled. 'cause you are with me still. In my heart you live on, always there, never gone. Precious child, you left too soon. And though it may be true that we're apart, you will live forever in my heart. In my plans, I was the first to leave. Precious child, precious child. But in this world, I was left here to grieve. Precious child, my precious child. In my soul there is a hole that can never be filled. But in my heart there is hope, and you are with me still. In my heart you live on, always there, never gone. Precious child, you left too soon. And though it may be true that we're apart, you will live forever in my heart. God knows I wanna hold you, see you, touch you, and maybe there's a heaven, and someday I will again. Please know you're not forgotten until then. In my heart you live on, always there, never gone. Precious child, you left too soon. And though it may be true that we're apart, you will live forever in my heart.
Truly moving to see all the faces, for each of you to individually reflect on all the memories. And many of us are connected with each other in various ways. So again, our deepest gratitude for you submitting pictures. I do hope each and every one was included. That was certainly our goal and our effort. I apologize if somehow any weren't. But again, so very touching. And we so appreciate that and can only imagine, right, the beauty in all these lives and the legacy each individual left. And continuing on, I'm going to share an adaptation of both the Compassionate Friends Credo as well as Siblings Walking Together, which are taken from Compassionate Friends web. So first, the Compassionate Friends Credo. We need not walk. We reach out to each other with love, with understanding, hope. The children we mourn have died at all ages and from many different causes, but our love for them unites us. Your pain becomes my pain, just as your hope becomes my hope. We come together from all walks of life, from many different circumstances. We are a unique family because we represent many races, creeds, and relationships. We are young and we are old. Some of us far along in our grief, but others still feel a grief so fresh and so intensely painful that they feel helpless and see no hope. Some of us have found our faith to be a source of strength, while some of us are struggling to find answers. Some of us are angry, filled with guilt, or in deep depression, while others radiate an inner peace. But whatever pain we bring to this gathering, it is pain we will share just as we share with each other our love for the children who have died. We are all seeking and struggling to build a future for ourselves, but we are committed to building a future together. We reach out to each other in love to share the pain as well as the joy, share the anger as well as the peace, share the faith as well as the doubts, and help each other to grieve as we grow. We need not walk alone. And now for the siblings dedicated to you as you remember your beloved brother or sister. Siblings walking together. We are the surviving siblings. We are brought together by the deaths of our brothers and our sisters. Open your hearts to us, but have patience with us. Sometimes we will need the support of our friends, and at other times we need our families to be there. Sometimes we must walk alone, taking our memories with us, continuing to become the individuals we want to be. We cannot be our dead brother or sister. However, a special part of them lives on within us. When our brothers and sisters died, our lives have changed. We are living a life very different from what we envisioned, and we feel the responsibility to be strong even when we feel weak. Yet we can go on because we understand better than many others the value of family and the precious gift of life. Our goal is not to be the forgotten mourners that we sometimes are, but to walk together to face all of our tomorrows. And as we continue with our program, I would like to thank the many people who have contributed to this evening, making it possible to connect, although in a very different way from other years, we are still gathered. While we're physically distant, our hearts are in one place as we come together connected with a common bond to reflect, remember, and celebrate the lives of the individual children who are no longer physically present, but so alive within our hearts and in our minds. I would like to take this opportunity to thank everyone who assisted in some way. Individual volunteers, Julien's House board members, Christine and Germaine Gaudet and Rochelle, CMHA staff, most notably Carrie Hill and Philip Klimsky. Without Phil, all the video and technology piece would not have come together. I'm so deeply grateful. All those who provided time, interest, and ideas, no matter how small or large. We also want to express our gratitude to the Booney Drive-In Theater. They worked together with us very closely, even though in the end, it wasn't possible to hold our vigil there. And again, Treasure and Alan, for you so willingly sharing your deeply touching story. Thank you, everyone, in so many ways. I've mentioned throughout this program Julien's House, and including that Canadian Mental Health Association, Julien's House, a partner to offer this year's vigil. What a privilege to do so. I'd like to introduce you to Christine and Jermaine, who will provide more information about this new facility. We'll also share a brief video about what it has to offer, and then that will be followed by a brief overview of CMHA services, and then we'll continue a little bit further with a few more reflective pieces.
Thank you, Sonia. On behalf of the board members at Julien's House, Christine and I wish to extend a heartfelt thank you to you, Sonia, and the entire team at CMHA. It is an honor to have Julien's House partner with CMHA for this event.
To Treasurer and Alan, Jermaine and I would also like to recognize how difficult it is for parents to share their deceased child's story, even though it is one that you have shared several times in the past. Hearing about your Carolee always touches our hearts. Thank you.
Julien's House programs and services have been designed to increase the capacity of our community to meet the needs of the bereaved. We will continue to work closely with community partners like CMHA to collaborate on efforts to improve services for the bereaved. Julien's House is where like minds and like hearts companion through grief so that healing happens together.
This home has always been a place of joy, fun, family, friends. So the dream as well is that people once again will feel a part of that joy.
Julien's House is a philosophy. It's to put people in touch, like-hearted, like-minded, connecting individuals with similar losses to be able to provide that support.
Yeah, when you've lost a child, just people look at you differently. And sometimes it's good not to have to worry about those looks.
What we hope to create is a place where you take as long as you need to take to tell your story in many different ways, and you will then be able to write the next chapter of your life.
It's beneficial to everybody that you get the help that you need in order to be happy again, to be out there in life and doing things and activities with other people.
It's a key. It's a key to just restoring your faith in the fact that things are going to be okay.
It's about empowering people to be on the journey that they're on, and it's okay, knowing that it isn't linear, that you're going to have this roller coaster ride, and that's okay. But there's a lot of people there to help you and support you while you're on that ride.
We look forward to the day when Julien Gaudet's House, the organization, can greet its guests here at what once was the family home of Julien Gaudet.
So thank you again, Christine and Jermaine, for sharing your message as far as leading into Julien's House and allowing each of us to learn more about what will be offered with companioning and restorative services. Such a wonderful asset to our community. And for those of you not familiar with Canadian Mental Health Association programs, that's the briefing. You can become more aware of the services we also offer. So with that, we're not finished. There's more in this program. I hope you're all doing well out there and again, finding the meaning and value of time spent together tonight. So the next piece that I would like to share is a summary of Olivia Chass's message about hope. She writes, "The dictionary defines hope, inclination, and a desire. I believe that in each of us, there is an innate desire to live healthy and peace-filled lives. And that is especially true when we are filled with the deep pain and sorrow of the death of a loved one. The hope inherent in tragedy is that there will be a better day. Although we experience deep sadness because someone we love is not physically present with us, we hope for a day when the pain will not be so severe, for a day when we can remember with peaceful gratitude the gift of our relationship with those who have died. I remember what a struggle it was for me to be hopeful in the midst of my grief experiences," she writes. "Looking back, there were things that gave me hope, and I share them with the wish that they give you also a measure of peace and hope and make your heart even just a little lighter. Candles have come to be symbolic of hope for me. Light and hope go hand in hand. There are also other ways and other places to which we can look to find hope. To speak them seems so easy, and yet they are sometimes so difficult to practice. These include such things as compassion. It's definitely a source of hope. It's within our nature to show compassion to others, but hope also emerges when we show compassion to ourselves. We need to remind ourselves to show compassion and kindness to each of us as individuals and be patient with our own self. And patience is actually another form of hope. It's a source of hope that can bring much strength. Taking small steps, one at a time, sometimes one moment at a time, may not even be 1 hour at a time. As we often say, moment by moment. Humor is also a good source of hope. How good it feels to laugh, to see humor in everyday things like the way our children play, the dog chasing its tail in the backyard. Laughing exercises muscles that make us feel better. Most importantly, we must remember that to laugh does not dishonor those who died. I believe it does the opposite. Living with hope honors the life they lived and our memories of them. Beauty and surrounding ourselves with beauty is another source of hope. Beauty helps us to heal. Look for the beauty in a sunset or in the small bird sitting on a leafless branch of a winter tree. Cynthia Ray wrote, "Life is a wave that carries me and comforts me across a sea of hope, and hope is a thing that we can all have every day." Finding the beauty in everyday things can fill us with hope each day. I believe hope enters our lives as a result of taking action. It is in us to show compassion to ourselves, to be patient with ourselves, and become comfortable with uncertainty. Pauline Keiser wrote, "When we do nothing, we feel overwhelmed and powerless. But when we get involved, we feel the sense of hope and accomplishment that comes from knowing we are working to make things better." Eleanor Roosevelt wrote, "We gain strength, courage, and confidence by every experience in which we really stop to look fear in the face. We must do the things which we think we cannot. When someone we love has died, it becomes difficult to trust in a world where our dreams have been shattered. We are fearful of what will happen next, which is a natural response. However, it can be fear that keeps us from moving forward. It can paralyze us and keep us stuck. So to get unstuck, we often need to ask for assistance, taking that action, speaking to a trusted friend or professional. That can help us become comfortable with facing life. Our loved ones have died. We did not lose them. We did not lose shared. They were and are still part of us. And Olivia concludes by saying, I encourage you to not give up, to persist in your struggle to gain new life. Sharing struggles and finding hope in everyday life is the greatest gift we give those who died. By celebrating our lives, we celebrate and honor theirs. And to close this evening, I offer one final piece for quiet reflection. And it goes like this. As we light candles in honor of you, we light them in honor of our grief, our courage, our memories, and our love. Candles may represent grief. The pain of losing you is intense. It reminds us of the depth of our love for you. We also light candles to represent courage, to confront our sorrow, to comfort each other, to change our lives. We also light candles in honor of memories, the times we laughed, the times we cried, the times we were angry, remembering the silly things you did and the caring and joy you gave us. We also light candles to represent love. As we near the end of the year, we cherish the special place in our hearts that will always, always be reserved for you. And thank you. Thank you for the gifts your living brought and continues to bring to each of us. And we will now share in a moment of silence. So if you could just quiet yourself, perhaps you may choose to close your eyes or focus on the candle you have lit. We'll just join in this moment once again to reflect and remember. Again, please accept our deepest gratitude for sharing together tonight. We will now listen to the song Light a Candle as we conclude our time together. Thank you for your presence to share in this special time of remembrance, honoring so many of our loved ones.
And I will light a candle for you to shatter all the darkness and bless the times we knew. Like a beacon in the night, the flame will burn bright and guide us on our way. Oh, today I light a candle for you. The seasons come and go, and I'm weary from the change. I keep on moving on, you know it's not the same. And when I'm walking all alone, do you hear me call your name? Do you hear me sing the songs we used to sing? And I will light a candle for you to shatter all the darkness and bless the times we knew. Like a beacon in the night, the flame will burn bright and guide us on our way. Oh, today I light a candle for you. You filled my life with wonder, touched me with surprise. I always saw that something special deep within your eyes. And through the good times and the bad, we carried on with pride. I hold on to the love and life we knew. And I will light a candle for you, shatter all the darkness and bless the times we knew. Like a beacon in the night, the flame will burn bright and guide us on our way. Oh, today I light a candle for you. Oh, today I light a candle for you. For you.
Yes, we have lit candles for so many. Again, our deepest gratitude for you making the time and the effort to be with us here tonight, to join virtually, but yet we hope so meaningfully. For us, it has been a privilege to offer this vigil and deeply moving in so many ways. So this concludes our program. We just recognize that some of you may want to, say hello, add a comment. So Phil will unmute, and if there is anything to be shared that you just, feel like that would be helpful to end our evening, that is satisfying and welcome. So I will leave it here and open that up to you. Thanks again so much.